All right, well, we're all coming off a loss again, and now I'm going to have to try to find a picture of Matt LaFleur and Brian Daboll together because I feel like that'll just be the funniest picture for Slower this week. That's just on point. But we got to do this, so... What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nick's Picks. We are in week 11 now of the NFL season. I'm joined by Ben and Slower, as always, for at least the recap portion of this. I can't think right now. It has been a long day. But let's get into this recap. It started with the Thursday night game, probably one of the most boring Thursday night games we have had all season, and it really made no sense. Once again, the Broncos offense just is either there or it's not, and this game they just weren't. But luckily it was enough to beat the Raiders because the Raiders suck. Moving into the Sunday games, we start with the game that was in Germany. It was the Colts beating up on the Falcons. I mean, they didn't really beat up on the Falcons. This game did go into overtime, but you essentially traveled all the way to Germany to host a track meet for Jonathan Taylor. Yes, I did steal that from an internet meme, but
I love how whenever it's a game with two great running backs and Bijan and insert running back here, other team can shut down Bijan and Atlanta can't. You know what sucks? I want to say I want to tank. The Rams have our first round pick this year.
I'm telling you right now, this year will be the year Jonathan Taylor, a running back, will win the MVP.
I just don't think so. I don't think the NFL has it in them. And I agree with you that he should, but I just don't think the NFL has it in them. Moving into the Bears going up against the Giants. I mean, we don't really need to talk about what the Giants did in this game. I mean, we all saw it. The Giants blew another lead. They fired Brian Daboll. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to get into talking about. I kind of want to hear your hot take first before like I get my feelings out on this, because I feel like it's kind of around that anyway.
Yeah. You know, obviously when it comes to firing coach, it's always gonna be, okay, well, who's gonna be the next coach in line? I personally, this is my hot take, the Giants should go after Lane Kiffin, who was the Ole Miss coach, and they should reunite him with Jackson Dart.
I don't hate it. So the rumors that are going around of who the next head coach might be is like Mike McCarthy, which that's actually even worse. That's an immediate no for me. I do not want Mike McCarthy. There's a couple other names that are going around. Out of anyone, like out of all the names that I've heard, I would love Steve Spagnuolo to come back and be the head coach. But
I think that would probably be the best.
See it happening at the same time. I don't see why he would want to leave Kansas City. The other thing I'm seeing a lot of in the internet is that the Giants made a mistake by letting Brian Daboll go. I guarantee you, if the Giants had gone the entire rest of the season without firing Brian Daboll, everybody would say, well, the Giants are just holding on to it. Like, this is Giants are doing what the Giants do and not letting go and blah blah blah.
Like, it was a lose-lose no matter what.
I feel like damned if we do, damned if we don't. Getting rid of Daboll was the right choice. Like, I don't understand how that's a question mark. The one thing that I'm mad about is that Joe Shane keeps his job. Not only keeps his job, but they're making it very clear that he's essentially picking the next head coach. Okay. So whoever it ends up being, I'm sure it'll be the wrong choice, but I wouldn't be mad at Lane Kiffin, and whoever it ends up being, like, gotta give him a chance at least. Like, even if it ends up being Mike McCarthy, I'm not just gonna immediately rule him out.
The games that the Giants lost didn't come down to Dart or who was on the offense. It came down to coaching. We all agree with that.
The Jets went on to beat the Browns by completing like 6 passes or something like that. I know it was something crazy in this game that the Jets barely had any offense, and yet they still beat the Browns. The Texans go on to beat the Jaguars in a wild comeback game. I know they were down by a lot in this game. Obviously wasn't paying too much attention to this game, but the Texans off in this one, and then all of a sudden I see that they won this game. So I don't really exactly know what happened, but wild comeback for the Texans. They go on to beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars continue to be the Jaguars. The Bills lose to the Dolphins. This is probably the shocker of the week. A-Chain just absolutely goes off. The Bills offense cannot get anything going, and the Dolphins blow out Buffalo, and I don't know what happened. What was our game of the week? The Patriots and the Buccaneers. It was also a differ, and Ben got this one correct. Patriots went on to win this one 28-23. It was actually a really good game. Potential for our later Super Bowl matchup, but I mean, these are two very good teams, so you never really know.
Tom Brady Bowl.
The Tom Brady Bowl. The Ravens went on to beat the Vikings 27-19. JJ McCarthy didn't look good, and I assume that's where Slower wants to go with this.
It's actually not. It's actually something a lot more egregious than that.
Oh, okay.
One wide receiver in that game had 4 receptions and 37 yards. And you guys might be thinking, oh, that's Jordan Addison. That's maybe their wide receiver 3. No, that was Justin Jefferson. And I am not afraid to say at this point in the NFL, Justin Jefferson is not a top 5 wide receiver no more. I'm gonna list 5 receivers I would personally take over him as of right now, okay? JSN, Jamar Chase, Puka, Amon-Ra, and the one that you can maybe be like, that's iffy, is CeeDee Lamb.
I only agree with 2.
Yeah, I think I don't quite agree with Smith and Jigba yet.
I don't.
But all the other ones I could kind of see.
I only agree with Puka and Jamar Chase.
I agree with CeeDee for sure. I think CeeDee's a better wide receiver than Justin Jefferson.
I don't, because even at the end of the day, I think quarterback, as much as we hate to say it, quarterback play does matter.
My only argument with that is that Devontae Adams went to the Raiders and still did well with Derek Carr as a quarterback.
The Saints went on to beat the Panthers 17-7. I don't know what happened. Panthers just randomly played like shit this week, but don't worry, they'll beat the Falcons. That's for sure. The Seahawks went on to beat the Cardinals 44-22. And I'm going to throw out my hot take, and it might coincide with yours, but it might not. Brissett is better than Kyler Murray, number one. Like, the Cardinals need to just stick with Brissett the rest of the season, because for whatever reason, this offense just works better. I know they fell down really bad early in this game, but overall,
it flows better.
I think this offense just flows better with Brissett.
So my hot take sort of coincides with that. It's, once again, a lot more egregious than that. Kyler Murray is going to be throwing a curveball to Anthony Volpe before he takes another snap in the NFL. He was already drafted to the A's. At some point, you have to say it's not going to work out as a quarterback. Of course, you can always do the, I'm the backup quarterback role. It's the best job in the world, whatever. But if you want to make a name for yourself, he was already drafted to the A's.
I see him at least trying with another team, because the Cardinals are still his first team. I see him at least trying as a backup with another team before he full on quits football.
I think he needs to go actually weirdly, because they both went to Oklahoma. I think he needs to go the Baker route, be a backup for a team where they have a good either head coach or offense coordinator or both. Sit down, learn an offense, get better development, and then I think after
stop playing
that,
so much Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's probably why he's on IR. He's getting some Battlefield and Call of Duty
reps in,
pre-gaming for that. I mean, that could also be hey, if it doesn't work out as a quarterback or a baseball player, he can be a streamer.
The Lions went on to beat the Commanders 44-22 as well. Same exact score as the last game, which is kind of crazy, 44-22. This one's kind of close. The Rams went on to beat the 49ers 42-26. 49ers just they're not as good as the Rams. The Rams, I think, are underratedly one of the best teams in the NFL this season. And I think we haven't talked about them really at all this season, but they've kind of flown under the radar, and they're 7-2 right now.
I'm hearing people say that Stafford could be an MVP, and he's not playing bad.
But it should be Jonathan Taylor.
100%. Again, we're all in agreement. It should be Jonathan Taylor. But if Stafford won it, I wouldn't be that upset.
The Chargers went on to beat the Steelers 25-10. So even though Ben got the Ravens game over me and the Patriots game over me, I get those 2 points right back by the Cardinals beating the Steelers. Aaron Pickett out there looked great, and honestly, the Chargers just are gonna do this, like, I feel like pretty much the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, because even though they won, honestly, they won by a lot. It didn't look like a good game.
Speaking of not looking like a good game, Monday night absolutely sucked to watch. And as much as I know Slower's about to go off on Matt LaFleur here, I just want to put this out there. Nick Sirianni felt like he wanted to lose that game just as badly. He gave the Packers every fucking opportunity to at least tie that game at the end of the game. But Matt LaFleur was better at losing, and I'm sure that's what Slower wants to talk about.
I'm not even going to go on a tangent. It's just not worth it. I've said the same shit for the last 2 weeks. I'm just going to put it like this. The top 10 NFL coaches by active win percentage. You got Nick Sirianni, Jim Harbaugh, Matt LaFleur, Sean McDermott, Andy Reid, Kevin O'Connell, Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, John Harbaugh, Sean McVay. One of those is going to be fired by the end of the season. It doesn't even have to be LaFleur. It could be Tomlin. It could be Sean McDermott, whoever else.
I also heard rumors that Tomlin might want to leave the Steelers and that the Giants would definitely go after him. I would love that.
That would be so. That would probably be the best coach.
But I don't understand why he would leave the Steelers.
Aaron Rodgers just does that to you.
Depending
I
on
guess.
how this season ends for the Packers, and especially if you lose this upcoming week, I don't see how LaFleur makes it to next season.
In your estimation, what do you think the Packers will fire him? Is it like if they don't make the playoffs, or is it like at the end of the season, regardless of when they end?
Unbiasedly, we are over 500, so it, firing him now would be like whatever. Our new president, Ed Policy, he already said he's probably not going to extend Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst. Like, their contracts ends this year, so he probably wants to bring in his own guys. It'll probably be at the end of the season. Should it happen if we lose it to the Giants next week? I'm telling you right now, it fucking should.
Yeah, it really should. It really should.
So do you think the Packers should just fully clean house by the end of the season?
The Packers are
Unless, like,
way
something
too
happens?
talented to be 5-3-1 and potentially 5-4-1 if they lose this week to the Giants. If Jackson Dart doesn't play,
And they
there's not a
could've-
shot in hell you lose the game, first of all.
It's honestly so bad that it finally took prime time for everyone, and everyone watched it, because I always say they're like, oh, Packers Eagles is gonna be a great game. Everyone finally understood what the fuck was happening that I've been complaining about for the last couple weeks.
And I do also want to point out, either your defense was that phenomenal, or what we've been saying about the Philly offense for the last however many weeks is true. I'd be willing to accept saying that it was a defensive game up until those last like 5 minutes where
Yeah.
that was just all coaching and
Yeah.
all poor coaching on both sides, honestly.
Wait.
But-
Wait.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait. Before we continue, I would like to say I would like to be here for the Giants Packers thing, if you don't mind. I think it just makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, you mean for the Giants Packers pick?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hey, honestly, you guys talk about it, whatever.
Okay, yeah, we can keep you around for the pick. But that does round out the recap, guys. And Ben, like I said, he had those 2 games on me, but then I got the challenge, so it all washed out. Still a 7-point game. Ben cracks the 100 mark, though. It is 102-95, a 7-point lead. And this is where we would normally say goodbye to Slower, but we're going to leave him here for just a second while we talk about the Giants game. I'm going to hold off on putting on all the scores down underneath until Slower's out of here, just because it'll make it easier. But let's get into the actual games of the week. Boom, they're up on the screen right now for you guys to take a look at. Take a pause, take a look for your team. We have a couple of differs this week, so it should be an interesting, hopefully, point swing this week, hopefully in my favor. But let's get right into these picks. And like I said, Slower is still here because we are starting with my game. It is the Giants going up against the Packers. We both have the Packers in this game. I mean, both me and Ben. And I would assume Slower as well at least thinks that the Packers should win this game. To me, I mean, I have this game as 24-6 Packers, just because if Jackson Dart doesn't play, there's no shot the Giants even get a touchdown in this game. I feel like you can lock that set in stone. There is no chance Russell Wilson can get this team past midfield. It's just it's not possible. It's not possible. I don't know what it is, but this offense does not move when Russell Wilson is the quarterback.
I will say this real quick. If Dart doesn't play, let's say he's out this game and Wilson is still playing, if they don't put Jameis Winston in, why isn't Winston first off the backup?
That's my thought process here. But if Dart doesn't play, we don't have a shot in hell.
The one thing that really scares me is that anytime that coaches are fired, the week after like a coach is fired, there's always just some sort of like fire under that team, and I'm just, ooh.
I get
You ain't
it,
wrong.
but the Giants just don't have that kind of spark.
Because even when they got Dart, it was like they did really well, but like
Still lost, like still managed to find ways to lose.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kafka's been calling the offensive plays for the last like however many weeks. So I'm not going to sit here and act like Kafka's going to do a whole lot better job than Daboll did. I hope everybody's gone after this season. They just, like, Shane Bowen better be gone after this season. Everybody could just clean the fuck out. Anything else you want to say about this game before we kick you out?
I was 2-0 when I was saying these exact words. If the Packers lose this game, you guys will not hear from me. It is as simple as that. And I'll to make that 3-0.
And I'm sorry, but I will have to drag you in here if the Giants beat the Packers. I just can't let that slide.
that's gonna be so funny.
Shut up, Ben.
See, what sucks is I can't even like talk shit and say like we would beat you because we probably would still lose anyway. So I don't care.
Buddy, that would be fucking what's-his-face's best game of his whole career.
That would be
Penis.
Penix's like career game.
Yeah,
Michael
literally.
Penis, my bad.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, peace out.
Peace.
All right, well, now that Slower is out of here, all the games will start rotating down beneath, and we're already done with the Giants game. So we move on to the Falcons game this week. They're going up against the Panthers, and we both
lose them again.
We both have the Panthers. Is wild to me. Go on, Ben.
Okay, first, I need you to be genuinely honest, because I knew you were going to pick the Panthers. Like, I knew that was going to happen. Did you think I would have picked Atlanta in this game? Like, I really want to know your honest opinion.
I was kind of hoping that you wouldn't, but that was what made me think that you would, was that I didn't want to lose the point on this. So I almost picked the Falcons just because like I said, I just didn't want this to be worth a point. But yeah, so part of me was like, I thought you might, but I just stuck with it.
My thing is, and I texted you this
because I think what we both understand is the Falcons could very easily win this game, and the Falcons could very easily get blown out in this game.
They are, I think I said it early in the season, they're Jekyll and Hyde. Like, they are either, I won't say the best teams, but they're either a playoff team or they're a top 5 pick in the draft. There's literally no in between. My main thing is, I texted you, I said, I don't know if this is Penix being too green, too rusty, or if it's whoever's calling our offense. I forgot who our offense coordinator. Like, I don't know if it's coaching or if it's the quarterback, because I'm leaning towards coaching, because even when Cousins started, he fucking put up a goose egg. Is Penix hurt? Like, I really don't know, because Bijan's still doing consistently well. Drake London's still doing well. Pitts is doing okay. Our defense is holding on for what it can do. I mean, you can only do so much when Taylor runs for 200 plus fucking yards. That's where I'm at. I don't know with this team.
We move on to the game of the week. It is the Rams going up against the Seahawks. We actually had a couple of options that we really could have gone with for this game of the week. I mean, the Bills are going up against the Bucks. I think that's a very good game.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a couple of differs later on. The Chiefs, Lions, Eagles, Lions, Chiefs, Broncos.
Either of those could probably be really good games.
Yeah, either of those could be good. But these are two teams that are on top of the NFC West. And I think this will really tell us who the better team in the NFC West is. We both went with the Rams in this game. I think more just, I would assume your thought process in this is that you just believe in Stafford more than Sam Darnold. Darnold has played really well this year, and I don't take anything away from him, but I agree with that. And not only that, I also feel like Matt Stafford just has a little bit more well-rounded talent around him. Like, I understand that Darnold has Njigba, Kenneth Walker, and whatever the rookie's name is, Hudson or Houston or whatever his name is there.
And they have Cup still.
But I don't think that they're as good of a team as the Rams, and especially defensively.
I would say, I think my main thing is more so, one, the Rams defense I think is better than Seattle's, but I still think Darnold's gonna have a good or even minimum solid game. Unless the Rams defense has a masterclass performance, I don't think Sam Darnold's gonna have a bad game. But even saying that, I still think Stafford is going to play better, just talent for talent wise. That's just where I'm at with this game.
All right, and we move on to the challenge game of the week. Like I said, we have a bunch of differs this week, one of which being the Eagles-Lions, which we thought about for the challenge game, but I ended up settling on the Broncos-Chiefs. Being down, it was really my choice, and I feel a little bit more confident that the Chiefs can beat up on this Broncos offense than the Eagles beating the Lions. The Eagles had a really bad game last week. I just kind of went with that and saying that the Lions are going to beat up on them, but you never know. The Eagles could just look like the Eagles again next week, and that could just
every time we talk shit about the Eagles, they have
so I didn't want to do that
performance.
I wanted to stick with the Chiefs, and the Broncos offense just hasn't looked great, even though they've been winning their games lately. And yes, their defense is phenomenal, but the Chiefs offense has managed to figure it out with the minimal weapons that they do have, and it's Patrick Mahomes, man. I mean, I just can't.
No, I will say this is either going to be the easiest 2 points that you can gain, or this is going to be the closest 2 points I will get. This is, and you have the scores that going through. I think this is going to be, I want to say, a worse primetime, I don't know if it's primetime type game like we had this past week where all the games were ass. I think this is going to be a defensive game, because both teams have great defenses, in my opinion. I think this is going to be such a defensive game that the Broncos are going to narrowly escape with this win. I don't think it's going to be a convincing win. And honestly, even if the Chiefs win, I don't think it's going to be a convincing win either. I think it's going to be whoever just walks away at the end of the game.
I think the Chiefs have a better shot at winning this convincingly than the Broncos do. And that's kind of why I'm leaning Chiefs just in general in this one.
That's fair.
Finishing out the week, just going through the rest of the games that we didn't talk about. The Patriots start off the week against the Jets for Thursday Night Football. Not really worth watching. The Jets just get their ass kicked by New England, but I guess you never really know. We watched the Dolphins beat the Bills last week, so anything can happen, I guess. The Commies are going up against the Dolphins in the international game this week. We actually differed on this one. Ben has the Dolphins, I have the Commies, so we'll see how that one turns out. The Steelers going up against the Bengals this week. Joe Flacco against Aaron Rodgers, the two oldest quarterbacks. It's the Icy Hot Bowl, or the whatever we call it, the Unk Bowl. I don't remember what we called it last time, but regardless, we both have the Steelers in this one. Or no, I think you had the Bengals, right? This is another differ.
I do have the Bengals.
Yeah, this is another differ. Ben has the Bengals. I have the Steelers in this one, so it should be interesting.
Going with that, yeah.
Going with the older one, I think.
Is he?
I think he's older.
No, I think
no.
I think.
You think Rodgers is older?
I think Rodgers is older.
Okay.
While you're doing this recap, I'm gonna look it up.
All right.
I do kind of want to know.
Chargers going up against the Jaguars this week. I mean, with how the Jaguars played last week and with how the Chargers played, we should expect the Chargers to win this one. I believe you had the Chargers as well. I don't think this one's a differ, but
yes, I have the Chargers.
Chargers, okay. The Bills going up against the Bucks. This was a contender for the game of the week. I'm surprised we actually both have the Bills in this game, but I mean, they are home and the Bucks are coming off a loss as well as the Bills, but the Bills are probably pissed after their loss, so both have advantage Bills in this one. The Bears going up against the Vikings. The Bears should win this game. Texans going up against the Titans. Texans should win that one. The 49ers going up against the Cardinals. Cardinals have kind of fallen off lately. 49ers, although they lost last week, should take care of Arizona. Ravens and the Browns. The Ravens are on the uphill right now, so can they catch up to the Steelers?
Back. Yeah.
I mean, they're on a race to catch up with the Steelers right now in their division. Like we said, Lions Eagles was our contender for the challenge of the week, but you know, I do have the Lions in this one. Ben has the Eagles. We'll see how that one turns out. And then finishing out the week, the Monday night game that nobody needs to watch. It is the Cowboys going up against the Raiders.
That's a stinker for a Monday game. Like, even before the season, who thought that was a good
game?
And
the final verdict: who is older, Joe Flacco or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers by 1 year.
Hey, okay. Aaron Rodgers is the older quarterback.
They're
Ben going with the younger guy.
I'm going with the spring chicken.
Ben going with the spring chicken. All right, but that is it for Nick's picks. We appreciate you guys hopping in for this week, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below to enter the giveaway, which we'll get more into in a second. But yes, that is it for Nick's picks. We will see you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace. Yeah, giveaway time. Yeah, it's time, motherfucker. I'm actually running out of Japanese packs, so I'm gonna have to like stock up soon. I don't know how I plan on doing that, but I might just go to Shiny and buy some, because they always have just Japanese packs sitting on the wall.
I
might just have to. Yeah, those booster boxes are like $90. I don't know if I want to blow that. You know, if you guys are unaware of what is happening right now, we in every stream or in every episode, every video, at the beginning or end, open a Japanese pack because we are giving away a Japanese Pokemon slab to somebody in the comments as soon as we hit 500 subscribers. So I also do have the better camera. Oh, double audio. The better camera. So I will, hang on, let me just get my handy dandy stand over here. Get that in there.
Sorry, I can't help but think of like what it is.
For those of you who don't know, it is, I made it out of cardboard. Okay, it is made out of cardboard.
It's the marker.
And it holds my, and I colored it in with a marker because, you know, boredom's a horrible drug. Good. There's me and Ben on the camera. Okay. Anyways, yes, we open a Japanese pack at the beginning or end of every video, and we have a Night Wanderer pack that I've already ripped. I have all the cards right here, and I will show them to Ben real quick. Show that side to Ben.
Put it.
Show it to you guys with the better camera quality, and let's see what we can get. I don't even know what Pokemon that is. It's an elephant. Ben can tell us.
I think it's Koopin.
I'm not sure. We get a Zubat on our second card. We get, I know this is a starter Pokemon, but Rowlet, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And then we got clapped. So that, and then our hollow. Our hollow is a Cresselia. So clapped on that, but you guys won't get clapped if you subscribe, get in the comments, because you might win a Japanese Pokemon Slabberoonie. I really just said Slabberoonie.
I was like, we're just gonna let that sit for a second.
Nope.
I forgot I have a sticker and it's Kakuna. I don't know why I still have it, but I have the sticker still. Bye, guys.
I hate it here.